good afternoon, good evening. It's always a pleasure for you guys to hang out with us and share what little knowledge I may have, but I'm always intrigued about the guests we have as far as the real estate professionals. Welcome to the Real Estate Experience. Meet Travon Smith. And this is a lady, I know more about her than she knows about me, but she don't even know all the stuff that I know about her, but she's very talented and we'll get into it. She has the same kind of background I snuck out from as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Vania. How you doing?
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah.
We both went from radio to real estate. That's what I like to say. Radio to real estate. I'm Vania Harris. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate it.
So you can see radio to real estate. You're gonna start a new podcast right there. So this lady,
it's in my bio.
I got you. Oh, I just see. I didn't even know. I didn't even read it, but now I know. Radio to real estate. Okay, so we're gonna trademark that for you. But this lady right here was super talented in radio. I pitched for her twice in meetings where there was the GM, the president. We tried to get you on air. I believe in a daytime. The 10, whatever that slot is,
10 to 2 midday slot.
10 to 2 the midday slot. And I even, proposed. I was like, let's get her for the morning show. So I know you had came into the station a couple of times, but I wasn't there. We kept missing each other. But hey, it's definitely a pleasure, to talk to you, and I can't wait to see how things are going for you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I mean, I've definitely done several different time slots in radio from mornings to middays to afternoons. So I've always loved real estate, didn't think about actually diving into it, didn't have anyone to teach me about real estate. So I kind of just over the time gradually was just getting into real estate because of a love of it that I didn't really know I had. Like a talent is there that you're like, oh, it's coming out a little bit. So I always would watch HGTV. I was really into it, but I was hosting clubs at night, on the radio by day. And at night when I had my quiet moments, I would just be all into HGTV and, seeing these flips and people buying homes and different areas. And I was kind of intrigued by that. So that's a little bit of how it began while I was still in radio.
Okay.
My big transition of coming out of radio was really when I had my daughter 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago now. I just wasn't feeling like it was giving me all that I wanted. And I feel like I needed something more. And having a child, your eyes are kind of opened. Things that you didn't see before, you're seeing now, and I really felt like real estate was probably my next move, even though I hadn't known that I was about to get my license and, do all these other things, close deals, close escrows, sell some houses, help people out, educate people. So I'm still in the learning process too. I'm early in the game, of real estate. It's just like when you get into radio, you got to be on the street team. You got to hustle, you intern. It's kind of like I'm still in that, hustle mentality for real estate. So that's the beginning of my radio to real estate transaction process, I should say.
And that's important for people to know, because we always talk to real estate agents and everybody has some kind of transition. Yours is just more familiar with mine because it's from the exact same fields of work. And the most scariest thing before we get out of this radio thing is it was just like that, just that taking that initiative, correct? Because I had kind of started my process because I was the production director. There was no issues about my job. That's pretty secure back there. But I knew it was like there's a ceiling there, right? And I was like, I gotta get out this ceiling, and so it's hard to actually leave. And actually, me and Chuck D from the Real 92.3 just talked about it a couple of days ago. So hey, welcome to the world. We're blessed. I'm telling you, the real estate world is blessed. I leave comments on your post like, hey, give me some more, because I know what Vania does. So I can't wait to see what you turned into as what you've already came from. So it's definitely a pleasure.
Absolutely. And thank you for putting my name out there in meetings, because radio is hard, just like real estate. It's a huge challenge. Everybody don't like you, everybody isn't for you. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Problem. So
it's really hard to get those good jobs in radio.
It's hard. It's hard. And we know this. It's two things. It's hard for people to speak good about your name in those glass conference rooms. And two, I try to tell people all the time, like, this real estate industry ain't got nothing on, this real estate industry ain't got nothing on radio. So it don't matter what nobody throw at me, because radio can get real dirty. But anyway, let's talk about you. How's everything going? How's the transition going? What was some like rough phases with the transition? What were some great things about the transition?
Okay, well, coming in on my first year, getting my license December 2021,
Mhm.
getting with a broker, Five Heights Realty was my first brokerage, and it went great thanks to Corinne Babcock, who was my first broker ever in real estate, and I owe her a lot. And it's awesome because we were both able to help each other out when I first began. And last year, thanks to her, I closed 4 deals.
Mm.
My first deal was the worst escrow I have never experienced and ever experienced. And she told me, she's like, they're all not like this. And I was like, whoa, from home inspections to dealing with a buyer who's
Mhm. No,
crazy,
no, I understand. Yeah.
or emotional, or
Mhm.
all of these things, and things that have nothing to do with the sale and transaction of this property,
Mhm.
and then little things, little tiny things. I mean, we won't get into it, but I learned a lot. I closed 4 deals. Something that I learned now is like, I want to take all the deals that I get, even if they're in Bakersfield. Last year, I referred a buyer out to another agent, and I probably wouldn't do that. I'll just take it because
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn with each escrow, with each transaction, with each close, with each client. There's something different. But one thing I do know is that when someone is ready to go, they are ready to
They're
go.
ready to go.
So, there's a lot of people who do a lot of talking, a lot of emails, a lot of maybes, a lot of about to be a pre-approved, but then there's the people that are ready to go, down payment, everything. They're like, hurry up. You're
Yeah.
not going fast enough for them. So those are the real people that are ready to go. And that's something that I noticed in all these transactions. When people are ready and they want that investment property, this is for their family. They're on timelines. I have one lady, she's like, I'm moving in 2 weeks. I mean, this is during a time where I'm up against a bidding wars, and I'm new to the game. I'm like, a bidding war?
Mhm.
She's got the money, she's got the down payment, pick her, get her offer accepted. So she was on a timeline of 2 weeks for my first escrow, and she was moving out here, relocating from San Diego. Long story short,
Mhm.
we finally got her offer accepted in the timeline that she wanted. But I mean, it was a struggle, and this is during the time where it was a lot of bidding wars. Right
Mhm.
now, I feel like the market's changed a lot. I put in like over 20 offers this year. None have gotten accepted.
Mhm.
I'm working with more investors and less buyers because everyone's concerned about the high interest rates.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've come across that, but I try to convince my buyers, if you're ready, you're ready. Don't worry about those interest rates. You can refinance. You don't want to marry the rates, right? You just want to date the rate, marry the property.
That's
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 what my
that's one of my favorite slogans. One of my favorite
yeah,
slogans, and it actually means a lot more than just a cliche slogan. It's like,
exactly.
so we always
Exactly.
talk about, you're going to get a house right now with less fight back, you know.
Yes.
So
Us
because
bidding wars.
less bidding wars, and some of these lenders are pushing your loans a little bit through just a little bit easier because they know it's not a stockpile on a desk, and that's just
Yep.
being transparent with the
Yep.
clients. Yeah,
And right
definitely.
now you can get more concessions right now. You can
Hmm.
get possibly the list price lower and
Hmm.
not pay over, depending on, the property and the location and, you know, all your terms. But I think that people should not turn away from buying just because the interest rates are high.
Okay, and definitely that's something we tell everybody. And when's the best time to buy a house? When you get approved. You know, hey,
When
when you
you're
get
ready.
approved, hey, when you get approved, it's time to go. You wouldn't get
Yep.
pre-approved if they didn't think you were ready. You just have to make that mental transition. You
Yep.
kind of see, that's how I know I'm talking to somebody in radio, because you kind of went into all my subjects, and which is a great, which definitely. But so I want to talk a little bit about some things that you're doing now, because we just talked about, we got a couple minutes left, as far as how it's being rough, convincing these buyers like, hey, you're renting. Anything you get is going to be a better situation than renting. So what are some
Yep.
things that you and your brokerage and the people around in your circle talk about, just talking to the buyer or even talking to sellers right now?
We want to help everyone. So if you need to rent right now, then that's what you need to do. Let us
Mm.
help you with that pathway to becoming a home buyer, a home investor, whatever your path takes you. If you want to, whatever it is, we just want to help. So I've had closed a lot of leases this year because people are relocating and they just want to lease for about a year until they decide to buy, and they get that roadmap to their down payment, get pre-approved. Also, I'm working with investors right now. So I've been putting in a lot of offers, and they're all cash. And believe it, a lot of people got a lot of all cash offers out there as well.
Okay.
So that's been the uphill battle, believe it or not, because none of these offers are at list price. They're all below
Yeah.
when I'm working with investors.
Yeah, you
So
definitely can
that's
win
kind of what
that.
I'm working on right now.
Okay, that's good.
Also working on a couple people getting pre-approved.
Okay. Hey, that's what we work on. Just working on pre-approvals. I always tell people a relationship with a real estate agent is a slow relationship because we don't know.
Yeah.
It could go fast any minute and we could be ready. But sometimes you know how it goes. It could be a
Yeah.
3 month, 6 month, 9 month relationship with people, and that's
Right.
what it's all about. Man,
Currently, right now, I'm with a new brokerage that I just started with in April, Coleman Realty.
okay.
Paris Coleman is my broker. She runs the brokerage, Coleman Realty, that I'm a part of. We're a part of a team now, and so we're all just very much supporting each other in all aspects. So I might be hosting an open house in a couple months.
Okay.
So we're all gonna, tag team and do everything and brand and marketing together and push this open house. So that's one of the things that I love about this team too. We're constantly growing and learning. Just did a investors agent, training. So stuff like that is how we're kind of, also a lot of networking as well. We get out a lot. So Coleman Realty.
A lot of shaking hands.
Yep.
And that's what like I said, that's what it's all about. We're going out, we're trying to make dreams come true in one way or another. So go ahead and tell people what regions or areas are you concentrating on, and where could they find you at or locate you if they did need help with the real estate agent in that area.
Okay, my email is Vania, Vania at colemanrealty.co. Vania at colemanrealty.co. I work the South Pasadena area where I live
Okay.
and the community surrounding that, but I work all over LA. I mean, I helped a buyer get a spot in Whittier, San Bernardino,
Okay.
up where I first moved when I moved to California.
I was just about to say that you got IE ties. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, though.
yeah, San Bernardino. So I sold all around Los Angeles County and in San Bernardino County. So wherever I am taken by a buyer, if they need to, one buyer wanted to buy in LA and then they just didn't have enough to get everything they wanted on their list and ended up buying in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And, that's where I was able to refer them to another agent. But I'm working my area and farming my area of South Pasadena, Altadena, Pasadena, and that network of parents because my daughter's in school now. So that's my network that I'm trying to grow really. But if someone says, Vania, I need help and I need something in Montebello, Whittier right now, LA, Inglewood, I'm helping. My investors are getting properties from all over, wherever it fits and it makes sense and they want to invest in it, I put the offer in. But my hometown is in the area of South Pasadena, Altadena.
So what we'll do, we'll have all your information listed where people can get a hold of you and put this out there so people can know about the agent of Pasadena.
A lot of people have been hitting me in my DMs. So Instagram, Vania Harris _ VANIA Harris _ on IG. Like I said, my email is Vania at colemanrealty.co. Go to my IG and everything else is there in my bio.
We definitely gonna post everything because it's somebody you guys need to stay in touch with. Watch her journey. If you have anything in the LA area or anything in Southern California, let her know because this is where it's all about the real estate agents. So
listing, buying, selling, whatever you need.
Refinancing, everything. Contact this lady.
I definitely like to work with first-time home buyers. That was the niche last year that I had the most honor of working with first-time home buyers and going through that process with them. So learned a lot.
That's because of the community work that you always did. So we have attachments to that. That's one thing that I did learn, from where we came.
We have something from radio that goes into real estate, which is our personality, branding, and marketing. I'm able to do these podcasts that I have on my IG, and it just comes naturally because I've been in radio. We had to always be on the camera and on the radio.
What's the name of the podcast so we can so people can hear it, and then we'll also have the link below.
Oh, I don't have you mean your podcast?
No, your podcast that you're about to start.
No, it's on I post them on my IG.
No, well, it's about to be, look, check out coming soon. Look, Vania, Radio to Real Estate, her podcast is coming soon.
You know what? To be honest, I drive for dollars. So I drive around neighborhoods in my area and I came across the property really quick because you said this. And I uncovered that this man had gone missing, an elderly. He didn't have his properties in trust. So maybe I need to start a podcast because when I looked up got the title company to give me the information about the house. Come to find out, this man has been missing. He has 3 other properties in the area. So he just has all of this money tied into properties, and he went missing as an elderly. And then there's more to that. Come to find out, the grandson is the one who did it. Basically, is the one, like, he went missing. I don't know the details of what happened allegedly, but when I asked a neighbor, he was like, the grandson was the one that was found guilty. So I don't know what the grandson did, but that could be a podcast of like uncovering hidden stories within the whole.
Hidden gems out there. Or, you know, with Pasadena, Vania. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's good seeing you face to face. I've always kind of followed you from a distance, from the IE to LA, and you making your way around. You always have my vote. You're extremely talented, so keep it up and show the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this. I appreciate you.
No problem.
You're doing a good job yourself. So
I'm trying. That's what we do. But keep it up. Take care of your family, and I definitely want to check in with you sometime down the road. So keep that door open.
And maybe let's close the deal. Come on.
Yeah, I got you. If I hear anything about that way, I'm sending it your way, and then I'll follow.
Yeah, if you have any distress fixers, send them my way, and investors will they'll decide if they can put an offer in.
Definitely. Well, it's a pleasure. Enjoy your day.
And thank you again. Too. All right.